I haven't been completely honest with you. I am visiting on a weeknight for the first time after work. All of my other visits to the park have been weekend mornings. More often than not, I've been gone before noon. Now I'm here at a little before 6. There was a phase of the security gate process, which I don't take video of because that's a good way to get your ass kicked. There was a stage of that at the very end that said, if you appear to be under 35, we're gonna card you. Because, well, you know about this trend increasing in American theme parks of adding more access to alcohol? Yeah, this place, you can get t-shirts with this place's logo in the gift shop that's over there. But as you can see from this footage, people are not exactly lining up. Maybe that it was foolish of me to think that I would be able to simply observe the phenomenon of coming to the park after work to party from a safe distance. No, my friends, you have to go inside. I did just fill my stomach with the heavenly barbecue bacon at Tom and Chi. That's my recommended meal at the park, by the way. So I've picked up the blue ice cream ale from local microbrewery Sonder Brewing, sold I think exclusively at the park. Oh, that is good and has just a hint of like a blue cotton candy thing. I haven't actually had the blue ice cream, and I'm a little afraid to add that to the bill tonight.
All right, it's gonna be $17.60. You guys select one of these for gratuity.
Oh, yes. I had to walk a little bit to get to where the background music was not extremely copyright, but it feels very civilized actually to walk around a theme park with a beer in your hand. It feels almost European. People will quote you chapter and verse that Walt Disney said about the Disney parks. Walt Disney, of course, said that, you know, they didn't serve alcohol at Disney parks because that attracts the wrong sort of rowdier crowd. I don't know when he said that exactly, late 50s, sometime in the 60s. I mean, I can promise you it was before this place opened its doors, because that was 72, and he did. That was the closest refuge, but I actually want to go over and ride Mystic Timbers for ride number 1 today, if the line is right. The place where I first discovered that I felt really good wandering around a theme park with a beer in my hand was actually a Disney park, Disney's California Adventure. And they're experimenting with it at Disneyland now too. This is going to be my only drink this evening though. I can't drink the way that I used to. If I have even 2 drinks in a day, certainly if they're large or interesting, I will disrupt my sleep pattern for 3 days to a week. I'll start waking up at 3:30 in the morning and not be able to get back to sleep, and it sucks. And it took a lot for something. I like alcohol a lot, okay? But I like sleep more. I am 50 years old. 50. 50. I haven't been completely honest with you. So earlier this year, I think in February, was when they put up the call for people who weren't returning seasonal employees to apply for work. I applied for a job as a ride operator at Kings Island, and to my mild surprise, I was accepted. I was brought on to operations. I was trained on Kings Mills Antique Autos that I gave you a cheeky shot of earlier, and on this ride here, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, which has been in continuous operation in the park since 1975. The year of my birth. Although I suspect it's kind of a Ship of Theseus situation. I was trained on the secondary station that you can see right there. I didn't actually ever get to operate the ride for guests. Shortly after I finished my training, I was hired on as a full-time employee at the job I'm working now. It was substantially more per hour. I couldn't not take it, but yeah, I was a little sad, but I did get to press the button in that little booth there that makes the ride go, and nobody can ever take that away from me. Also, that might be my favorite kind of flat ride. Like, you can kind of pretend it's a roller coaster. I used to love it at California's Great America growing up. The Triple Play, it was called there, sadly removed now. Also, I want to briefly note how annoyed I am, especially that people who are obviously under 18 keep giving me mean mugs for talking to my phone. Like, come on. If you have paid money for Roblox You don't get to pretend that what I'm doing right now is stupid and cringe. Also, I think that the music in this section of the park is in fact owned by the park, and also it's pretty good. Like, it's covers of pop songs in usually a at least faintly bluegrass style, and I wish they would do that on Coney Mall so hard. Pop covers only done in like a calliope kind of you know, old-timey carnival fairway style. That would rule, and it would become irritating probably to the staff almost immediately. More notes for Six Flags upcoming. But yeah, as I kind of briefly noted last time, if I take a second roller coaster ride in a short enough interval after the first one, and I don't yet know how short that interval is. Like, I don't know how long I have to wait to avoid this. But, oh, they faded it out. Why'd they do that? To advertise at us, that's why. I have to get this shot though. Yeah, baby. Yeah, anyway, if I take a second roller coaster ride too soon after the first one, my head will just be throbbing, and it just gets worse over the course of the night. It takes hours for it to subside. There went another one. Seriously. Kids are all wrong. My body is falling behind my brain. My body no longer has the capabilities that my brain wants it to have. Oh, so sad, so unexpected. Yeah, why don't I get it? Why didn't I take the time that I had to be able to see this coming? Yeah, autism is a sensory disorder. I don't know how widespread that knowledge really is. But for me, it's the greatest part of having a diagnosis is just knowing that. Because like, yeah, I've always kind of instinctually felt growing up was not something that happens magically because you have been on the earth for enough time. It happens because your body starts to tell you something else. And my body does not tell me the same things that it tells other people my age. Except when it does, like when I get a pounding headache after I ride a second roller coaster at the age of 50. And that's the irritating thing, is that nobody gets quite the same package, you know, as the saying goes in the community. If you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. I don't feel like I nailed the delivery of that line the last time I said it in a video. I'm gonna keep trying. This is not even a bad crash. Somebody just abandoned a perfectly good truck. Could have driven this away. The music is so spooky times, so hard right here, and if you walk like 30 feet in any other direction, it's right back to the bluegrass covers. All right, so not 30 feet in this direction, I guess. Here, it's just a horrible blend of two creatures that I'm gonna just ride the ride. Another note for Six Flags, if you can spend the money to clear Maneater, spoilers, then surely you could Rickroll us. Just around the Halloween season, just go for it. Get us something nice. Yeah, it's a good ride. It's not as good as Gold Striker. That's the only legitimate coaster enthusiast opinion I really have. So I share it every chance I get. But it's good. It didn't hit me right at first, because I don't know, it felt a little mean-spirited, and because I wasn't riding it as my first ride of the day. The change is good, especially since the only available alternative is death. And if you thought that this was when I was going to pivot back to talking about theme parks, Gold Star. Yeah, I think alcohol in parks works out fine, and it brings in revenue, and Lord knows Six Flags needs the revenue. When we do talk about theme parks and capitalism, we're going to have to talk about private equity and how they sometimes just buy up a bunch of companies and then pick, oh, you're going to take all the debt, and then we're going to sell you. Yeah, I feel sort of obligated now to spend money at the park as a pass holder. Also, while I'm sitting right here, last note for Six Flags, I think this would be a relatively affordable walk-around character of the Beast. All right, and I'm fully on board with the canonical name of Jeff now. I suspect that it was named after one of the creators of the ride, and it was. Yeah, Jeff the Beast, maybe with a little name tag that says, hello, my name is Jeff, you know, and just, you know, a red demon-y claw guy, just meeting and greeting back here. Because people love the Beast. You have another wooden roller coaster to be the spooky times scary theme coaster now. People just love the Beast, so bring him out here. Let's meet him. That couldn't cost more than a few thousand, right? Of course I know how to run this place. Look at this beard. How could I not? Anyway, let's do our due diligence and do another peek over at 21 Slurp Street or whatever the fuck. That woman's a genius. All right, a little bit of interest is picking up, but I don't know. I was expecting like a line out into the walkway. I was expecting something that would justify the t-shirt. Like, I know it's a Wednesday. I don't know things.